Now, tomorrow, it is the last night of the proms. It is one of those rare times when classical music takes centre stage, grabbing the attention away from the pop industry. They also hope, obviously, it's going to boost music sales in what is a very difficult market for the music industry and retailers in general. Last year, there were £1.4 billion worth of music sales, so it's a big industry. Well, now, normally the words sexy and young only attach themselves to Paddy and not to stars of the classical music world. But they have been used to describe our next guest, who is playing at the proms in the park tomorrow. He is David Garrett, and before we speak to him, David, you're going to play us a little something, aren't you?
Absolutely. Hold on.
Fantastic. I'm surprised there isn't sort of smoke coming off from those strings.
If I continue, there will be.
I was saying that you are promoted much more, and we would normally expect a pop star to be promoted. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely. I mean, I obviously love being a musician, but you know, it's also great to be able to be exposed in all kinds of medias. I mean, it draws the attention to the classical music.
I mean, do you think the classical music industry has got it wrong in not promoting its stars in that way, that it's felt a bit staged?
I think they're trying to. I don't think they are trying to hold back. I think it's very important in order to have the media to also support classical music. It's you know, the music I love. I mean, I love all kinds of music, and you know, but especially classical.
Now, what about the living? People in orchestras work very hard. The jobs are hard to find. Soloists are a very particular breed. Right. How do you manage your career? Are you basically a freelance, selling yourself to orchestras, to concerts? How does that part work?
Well, obviously, my manager always gives me a call and asks me if I want to do this or that concert. But you're pretty much right. Orchestras invite me. So there's always every country, every you know, orchestra has their seasons, so they get back to the soloists they want to work with, and then it's up to me to choose if I want to do something with them, which repertoire, which conductor I want to suggest.
What's the best bit of financial advice you were given? Because people who work for themselves often learn very early on a message that we like to steal.
Oh, I think the best advice I could say is that there's a lot of contracts involved, especially with managements, especially with record companies. Always get a great lawyer to look to them. I think it's very important to know what you can do, but more important to know what you can't.
Right, well, I mean, that's an interesting point, isn't it? Because artists like you, actors and musicians, are doing their job, but they're also running one-man businesses.
Absolutely.
I mean, do you like the business side?
I love it.
You like it?
I love it. I love, like, especially... I went in high school. My favorite topic was always math, so I love numbers, and I think it's a lot of fun to actually run them through.
And you're good at running the business.
Yes.
Is it maintaining longevity?
I hope so.
We'll see, won't we? Because one of the big problems with the industry is that, certainly in the pop industry, is you get a big star and they sort of disappear next year. And this is a marathon for you. You've got to try and plan a long career.
Yeah, but I think with classical music there's a slight difference, because obviously you do something which, I mean, I've been playing concerts since I'm 12 years old. It's not something which, obviously it goes up and down a little bit with the popularity, but I will be still playing a good classical concerts in 20, 30 years.
Yeah, and because you're in a musical field, which is not here today and gone tomorrow.
Exactly.
Will you perhaps leave us just listening to what you do? Would you go over? I think we've got. Where are we sending, David?
I think we're going to just go over to the microphone.
Move over to that microphone.
I'm moving over to the mic.
There we are. He's in Proms in the Park. We're back 12:30 on Monday. But rather than hear from us, let's listen to the maestro, David. Encore!